I made hundreds of videos and I spent thousands of hours of my own time before getting any traction in the algorithm. Back whenever I was super humble, more down to earth, things like this. But it wasn't until I started making the walking videos that I actually started getting people's attention. These videos are widely considered to be extremely narcissistic, egotistical, and overall, they have a lot of negative backlash. But you know what they also did? They gave me over 200 million views.
Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
I don't think you guys actually realize as a content creator how much this enhances your overall presence and just your authority across platforms. Now this is a very good example of why you need to be more dark triad. Now there's this huge misconception in the looks maxing community that the dark triad is just how you look. It's having black hair, black eyebrows, wearing all black. No. The dark triad is literally that. It's having the dark triad traits. That's what the dark triad literally is. And in this life, you do not get anything by being a nice guy. Nice guys finish last for a reason. Nice guys put everybody above themselves. They are too afraid to stand out, too afraid to get attention, take risks, and this is why most of you guys will fail, and this is also why a lot of women are not attracted to this type of guy, because he's not a risk taker. He doesn't have confidence with himself, the average person. Now, it is a scale. The scale is going to be full-blown dark triads where you don't care about anybody, you'll screw anybody over, you'll backstab just about everybody. That's when you know that you went too far. Then there's the other guy.
And the other guys.
The complete opposite, who lets everybody walk all over him. He has no spine, he has no backbone, and overall, he's just not really a man.
The sound of your piss hitting the urinal? It sounds feminine.
You need to find the balance to where you are very self-assured with yourself. You're very much in your power, your masculine energy. You don't care what anybody thinks about you, but you're not negatively affecting anybody's life. That is going to be the key with the dark triad. The second you are affecting people negatively, you're doing it wrong. You are kind of a narcissist at this point. So without further ado, why you need to be more dark triad, let's get it. What is the dark triad? Now, it's not just wearing all black, having black hair. Like I said, that is not it. It is the combination of the three dark traits.
Call that the dark triad. Machiavellianism, a narcissist, that's the next part of the dark triad, is someone. Then you have psychopathy, and the psychopaths are parasitical predators.
Now, the dark triad is essentially just that. It's having all three traits. This is going to be probably one of the worst human beings you can possibly think of in real life, but actually incorporating some of these traits will be so beneficial for you. We've been told by society that these traits, having just like a little bit of them, make you pure evil, you are the worst person in the world, when this simply is not the case. You need a little bit of these dark triad traits to actually function properly in modern day society, and this is something people are too afraid to say. They don't want to say that you need some narcissistic traits to actually do well, to actually believe in yourself, to have a little bit of grandiosity, see a big future for yourself. They want you to stay small. They want you to stay humble. The definition of humble literally means you are beneath other people. Google it, man. Being humble is not a good thing. You need to step into your own power as a man and actually embrace true confidence. Now, the first trait is all about manipulation. Whenever you develop this trait, you're going to be more calculated, more strategic, and here's the kicker. Whenever you are trying to develop, even in the looks maxing world, man, you're just trying to increase your looks, you are going to deal with negative human psychology constantly. You're going to deal with envy, you're going to deal with jealousy. In the business world, you're going to deal with people who are older than you, who are jealous and envious of your age. Whatever it is, you have to know how humans function. And to do this, you actually have to know how to manipulate others. But like I said, it is a power. You need to actually be responsible with this. But the second you know how to manipulate, this only means that you will never be manipulated. Like I said, the nice guy is the guy who's manipulated. The guy who lets anybody run game on him because he doesn't even know the first thing about manipulation. He thinks everyone has their best interest at heart when that simply is not the case. Narcissism is going to be self-worship confidence, and grand vision. Now, these are going to be the positive traits of narcissism, but it's obviously going to be negative once you start trying to ruin people's lives with this. Whenever you're obsessed with your looks, obsessed with your self-appearance, but we need that balance. You have to be able to look in the mirror and objectively criticize yourself. Objectively look at yourself for a little bit, be like, all right, I need to shave today, I need to pluck these hairs, I need to do this to my hair. That takes a little bit of narcissism, and you need to actually develop this trait in order to properly develop yourself. You are going to have to be a little bit on this spectrum, but you cannot impact anyone negatively. Now, the psychopath. The psychopath is going to be stoic. He's not very emotional. He's not very afraid because he doesn't really have any emotions, and he's extremely focused. You need, obviously, these traits. Like, if you were trying to looks match, you're trying to improve your life overall. Imagine how effective this is going to be if you are constantly having emotional reactions to everything. You're not immediately getting results, you just throw a tantrum. It's all about having complete control over yourself and not getting emotions get the best of you. But it goes too far when you have no sense of emotions, you have no sense of empathy, anything like this. And I actually see a very, very bad amount of the dark triad traits in the looks maxing community themselves.
Who do a lot of anonymous shit posting are characterized by, what would you call it? Domination by those 4 traits. And
I notice all these guys making up lies about other guys. I'll open up TikTok. There's these other looks maxing influencers starting beef constantly, throwing shade constantly. This is way too far to where you're trying to go to character defamation, making up lies about other people, and it just gets very, very crazy seeing this community. And this is obviously from insecurity, which is not what we're going for. Most men are raised to be agreeable, but whenever you're too agreeable, what's honestly going to happen is you will never end up living your life on your own terms. Your parents are going to tell you exactly what to do, how to live your life. Society is going to tell you exactly what to do, how to live your life. And the nice guy, he goes through with it.
Hi, how are you?
What's the meaning of this?
I took your advice. From now on, I'm normal.
And so he builds up his entire life just having tons of resentment and never actually chasing his dreams. It's not going to build you the empire. It's not going to build you the dream business. You're not going to get your dream girl by being the nice guy. The saying, nice guys always finish last, exists for a reason, man. It gets you a participation trophy and a lifetime of resentment. The men who actually win in this world are the men who do a couple of things. First of all, he can say no. He has firm boundaries. If he doesn't want to do something, he knows. No, that's not for me. You know how to walk away. I think this is very important, especially for women. A lot of women will try to run you guys, especially the nice guys, through the freaking ringer. And you guys will never walk away. They'll disrespect you. They'll cheat on you. And you are still wanting to give this girl another chance. Are you kidding me, man? You need that backbone. You need that narcissism in you to tell you, you are not worthy of this. You deserve better. You are better than this. And you walk away. The opposite end of the spectrum is, I see this so often, man. It's the nice guy who is willing to accept bullcrap from the girl that he's with. The boss at his job just treating him so disrespectfully. You cannot allow this stuff as a man. Having a little bit of dark triad in you is not evil. It's evolutionary defense. There's actually a 2010 study that says this. Dark triad traits are linked to short-term mating success, dominance, and influence. Now, one reason for this is because a lot of these guys, they emulate, they replicate actually being like a confident, strong man. But the key difference here is you're actually going to be developing the positive traits in the meantime. You're not just going to learn how to be super manipulative, how to develop all of these traits. You need the positives without going too far down the deep end. Now, before we continue, I just need to let you guys know we are doing our last and final Aries sale because we got Aries Rage back on kalosique.com. This is your last chance to get my supplements at 25% off. My biggest discount I have ever done. Titan Growth 2.0 is essential for literally everybody. This is 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients because 92% of Americans across all social classes are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals. This makes sure we get rid of all of that. Aries Rage has the best ingredients ever to optimize your testosterone production. Tonga Elite, which increases testosterone by 37%. We've got Bull Run, which decreases estrogen by 39%, increases free testosterone by 28%. Makaru, which has been scientifically proven to enhance overall sexual function, libido, everything. It's got zinc, which is a precursor to testosterone. It's also going to increase your height in clinical studies. It's very insane. Oyster extract, zinc, magnesium, B12, literally, man. This is the king of all testosterone supplements. Nothing beats it, in my opinion. Don't forget, you need to join Kilos VIP. This is my school of looks maxing with my high growth masterclass, female nature masterclass, looks maxing masterclass, social media masterclass, and right now we are doing the aesthetic physique masterclass chapter 1 going up this week. Join now for only $12. Now, why is it that society shames any amount of confidence to the absolute fullest? It's because society doesn't like power in general. They don't like a man to actually feel in control. They don't want him to be in control, because a man that you cannot control is a very dangerous man, especially in modern day society. They want men to be as submissive as possible. They don't want you to be dangerous in general, man. Your power is going to be offensive to the weak, and they'll label it as toxic, dark, narcissistic, because they can't control it. But you weren't built to live a safe life. You were built to live a life under your own control. You were built to actually live exactly how you want to. And I'm sure this is probably something you might not have ever heard before, because you've always been told you have to live life a certain way. You have to follow all these rules, all these things. But there is another way. You need to balance the darkness with the light. You cannot be the nice guy bending over backwards for everybody, but you can't be the psychopath who's on a mission to destroy everyone's life, because that's not cool in the slightest. You need to be kind, but not nice. You need to be very calculated, not let people walk all over you. You need to be generous to people, but not naive. This is like giving to people who are genuinely in need and recognizing people who are just trying to pull a fast one on you and essentially take all you got. You need to be loving, but you cannot be the fool who's obviously getting cheated on by your girl and doing all these crazy things behind your back, and you know it, but you just don't want to address it, man. This is not love. So, I'm asking you today to embrace more of your dark triad traits. You need to accept the fact that people are going to try to manipulate you, especially once you start leveling up, you start improving your life. You need to accept the fact that whenever you start showing a little bit of confidence, people are going to try to shame you for it. People are not going to like it. They're going to label it narcissistic, all of these different things, egotistical, and the truth is, you're just trying to look your best, feel your best, and that is it. But they label it all these negative things. They don't want you even feeling good about yourself these days, man. So that is it. You need to develop these traits healthily to where you are not negatively affecting anybody. That is it, man. Subscribe if you're new. I love you with all my heart. Peace.